In this presentation, we will review payroll reports after the processing of payroll for the month of November within QuickBooks. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We have the Open Windows open. You can open the Open Windows by going to the View drop-down and Open Windows list. We're going to run the payroll reports here, starting with exporting the Excel reports to payroll, going to the reports drop-down, selecting the payroll, employee payroll, and then summarize data in Excel. We're going to select that item and it will export to Excel and we can see the summarized data so far. Changing the date range for that data from 01/01/21, 12/31/21. That's going to be the year that we will be working on within our project, January through December 2021. We're going to get QuickBooks data now by selecting this item. Here we have our employee journal by check, they call it. That's going to be similar to if we go to our Excel sheet, the earnings record. And that's going to give us the data now, and we can see it's becoming more and more familiar. We can start to recognize this. We've got our employees over here listed. Then we've got the pay period listed out. And then we have the compensation and what was taken out of it by first employee and then pay period within each employee. If we go to the end of this process, then we will get to our net check. Our net check by employee first and then by pay period. And if we sum those up, we get the total year-to-date net check information, which we typically need for the pay stub information and whatnot. So if we compare this then to what we have on our system, once again, we're just going to say, okay, if we're taking a look at Excel, this is Anthony Moore. The best place to look is typically going to be for the net check amount. And by the way, I'm freezing the panes so that we can see that this side stays the same, but in essence, I'm getting Anthony Moore net check. Here's all the net checks, and then we're at the 810802 for the total. So the 810802 for Anthony should be this one here, and we can check the individual checks as well, the 1950 and then the 2052 for the rest of them. So the 1950 to 2052. If we go down to Cindy Lewis, we can check the total checks for all 4 checks, net checks that would have written. And we can check again all these numbers here and verify them all out. But the net check, if we only have to check a few numbers, if we want to have a smaller amount of numbers, would be the net check. And now I forgot which one we were on. So 8312. So we're going to say that we have the 8312 here. And then we'll go back to our Excel. Next item. For Jill Jackson, we've got the 8714. So back here to the QuickBooks report, 8714. And then if we go to the next item, we're going to say that this is for Judy Jones, 86976. And we've got the 86976. So you can see how QuickBooks is breaking this information out. This being the most detailed. If you give this to someone, they probably are a bit overwhelmed with it. So QuickBooks gives some summary reports, which is going to give similar data, but the summary report will reduce it down a bit by quarter now. So that's a bit easier to look at. Now, we're not looking at every paycheck within each employee section here, but by quarter, which is often how we want to see it on the quarterly reports. So this is another format that we can see this information in. And so you got the year to date. This is going to be more like the pay stub information, similar type of layout. However, the hours, the rates, the state, and then the deferred compensation, and then quarterly information here. Very nice, broken everything out by quarter. And that's going to give us both the employee portion, and this report has the employer portion as well, which is going to be nice. Things like the SUTA tax, the FUTA tax, and the employee and employer portion of Social Security and Medicare. So, and note how important that is, because note that you can figure out the employer portion of Social Security and Medicare by just looking at the employee side, because it's basically matched in most cases. However, the FUTA and the SUTA, smaller amounts typically, but still could be relevant, are not often in some of the payroll formatted data when we're just looking at employee side information. In other words, the paycheck stubs don't give us that detail and we can't derive it from that detail. We need more information. So if we go back to QuickBooks here then, we can see that the main report QuickBooks will be running. If we go to QuickBooks reports, most people will run the employee payroll and take a look at the payroll summary, which is a great report here. And we're going to say that's going to be as of 01/01/21 and 12/31/21. That's going to break this information in a similar format as the register, but in kind of a vertical layout where we have the employees up top. We've got it like we would see it on a paycheck stub with the gross pay, what was taken out of the gross pay, and the net pay. So that's going to give our information. And note, of course, again, it's summarized. So it's giving it from a year-to-date perspective. So for the, this is where we at this point in time. But from that perspective, at where we are at the full point, this is a nice report to see, and it gives us the total. It also gives us the employer data. So this will give us what we need. If we want to see quarterly numbers, we can run these for the quarter, for the first 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, and so on and so forth. These then will be the primary formats that we can show these data in the report format. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.